Stick around. I got a couple.
Yeah, but we do need to talk about last night because there were some things that happened last night beyond you getting cursed out by a St. John's fan in our locker room session, which that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That was a lot of fun. I
did my best. I was nice.
Look, here's the thing. I don't give you credit for much, but I will give you credit in that you can like take a joke and you can take a beating better than like anybody that I know. Like you have no like I can do the most embarrassing thing to you and you'll just laugh it off. You know how many times I've tweeted out that video of you dancing at Borzello's wedding and I don't think you've cared once.
Nothing I can do. What can I do? You know, you take your strengths, you take your weaknesses. I have a lot of weaknesses. So, you know, and when I always tell people this,
you do have a lot of weaknesses.
I do. When you have enough opinions, you're gonna get some wrong. And I'm not with St. John's again. I'm not saying I've gotten it completely wrong yet. I still feel like Mike Anderson has to do more than Chris Mullen did. And that's ultimately what it comes down to, doesn't it? Like Chris Mullen was a failure. He got him barely in the tournament once in 4 years. If you're Mike Anderson, you have to do better than that to be successful. Clearly.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't – Mike Anderson hasn't actually accomplished anything yet. You know, like beating Villanova is nice.
They're going in the right trajectory.
Yeah. I mean, like beating Villanova is nice, but Chris Mullen also had like a run where he beat Villanova and beat Duke in back-to-back games, and that year they went like 1-17 in the Big East. Right. But that said, like they're moving the right direction, and it's kind of going the way. I said this to you after the hire. Like I made this argument that I like the fit in theory because there are a lot of kids that fit that Mike Anderson 40 minutes of hell pressing style in New York City that he'll be able to tap into. The key for him was going to be finding the guys that could help him bring those players in, because like as a guy whose career was in Alabama and Arkansas and Missouri, like going and recruiting New York is a very different world. Yep. So and to his credit, like, and I think you would agree with me on this, like he actually put together a staff that should be able to make that happen. And you're seeing it pay dividends right now. And I don't know if they're ever going to get back to the heights of like the Bootsy Thornton and Eric Barkley and Ron Artest days. But I do think that they can be what Arkansas was and what Missouri was when Mike Anderson was there, which is like a team that can get to the tournament.
It's enough for St. John's right now.
Yeah.
Right now, if you told St. John's you're going to be in the tournament 2 of every 4 years, they'd sign up for that right now. And I don't blame them from where they've been.
Back in the right direction. And like the thing about it is, I don't think that you can ever win at the level that I don't think that you can be like a Final Four caliber team and play that pressing style that he wants to play. Right. It's the same reason I didn't think it could work for VCU and Havoc. It's the same reason I had questions about Shaka Smart going to Texas. It's the same reasons why I said, like, eventually when you lose Javon Carter and Daxter Miles, like Bob Huggins is probably going to have to switch up what he does with Press Virginia. Yeah. And I mean, all that's kind of come to fruition. Like you can get to a certain level, but when you're a pressing team, you're basically relying on other teams to make mistakes. And when you're going up against good teams that have good point guards, they tend not to make mistakes. Yeah. So it can get you to a certain level. I don't think it can get you to the level that maybe St. John's fans necessarily aspire to be. But I'll tell you what, man, if you're a team, if every year from here on out, St. John's is as good as they are this year, where they can beat some of the best teams, are going to be in the mix for the NCAA tournament. And if things break right for them, hey, you know what? Maybe they can get to a Sweet 16. Like, that's good. That's better than what they've been. And I don't think that that's out of I think that that's a very realistic ending for like Mike Anderson over the course of the next 4 to 5 years. Does that make sense?